Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early February 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Leos. Shuffle it up one time, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for my friends? And I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. I say it every week. I'm sure you were extra fabulous. But yeah, we're going to look at this first card real quick. Then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get this first card popping. What do we got for Leo, please, my guides? Talk to me. Nice and quick. All right. Yeah, the deck was being a little particular there. Oh, we got the Femme Fatale. A lot of you, there could be something revolving around your confidence, which can be really good. This is very much Queen of Wands type of energy. There's a little double-edged sword with her, though. It's not bad. But before we dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo. Have a look here at this beautiful, sexy, confident individual, right? You see her, she's dressed in red, she's holding that rose. Roses have thorns, right? Sometimes things that are very beautiful also have a little sense of danger to them. And that's why I call this the Femme Fatale, because gorgeous, confident, yes, but there could be some aspect of danger. So in the coming days and weeks, if something seems very appealing to you, you might want to wait and see if there's another side to it, right? Because this could be spirit saying like, hey, yeah, that looks good, that looks nice, but there might be something unseen with the Femme Fatale energy. Now, for some of you, this could just represent your confidence. You might be feeling more confident than usual in this time. Maybe some of you are struggling with confidence issues. Now, I know that's not usually a thing Leos go through with. In my experience, Leos are the most confident sign in the whole entire zodiac, but we are human, right? We all go through little ups and downs. So we're just going to put her down right there. Big Queen of Wands energy. This could even be representing another fire sign in your life. Things revolving around the self. Let's get into tarot. I feel like I could continue talking about the Femme Fatale here. And she could just watch on as we get these cards going. I'm going to get you 3 in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff. What we got for Leo? So, last week's reading, it was titled A Difficult Situation, and it felt like some of you might be working your way through things, right? Like things that, now it didn't look completely pessimistic. There was like a light at the end of the tunnel. So if you've been going through tough things, hopefully that burden's starting to lift. But yeah, that is something I've been seeing, a little bit of struggle, especially for the past couple of weeks. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, every reading, you just take it how it hits for you, right? Because we could be seeing your energy, we could be seeing someone else's. It's all very individualistic and personal. You know that already. Let's get one. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, very stern. I'm getting this heavy divine feminine energy in the front end, especially with the Femme Fatale. We have the Queen of Swords in position number 1. That is take no mess, no nonsense whatsoever when she shows up. Let's get 2 more. All right, we have the World card. It feels like she is analyzing that. Okay, if you've recently been through an ending of some sort, you could be looking at it with cold eyes here. Detaching emotionally from something or someone, that could easily be it. All right, we have the Page of Cups. So we have interesting dynamics here, because I would say this Page of Cups is completely different than this Queen of Swords on the other side. Some of you might be going through some sort of change or metamorphosis as well with the way this energy is flowing, because she is stern, could represent older feminine figures. Then we have this cycle into this Page of Cups. Interesting. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get the juicy intuitive stuff. Position number 1, the Queen of Swords. Now, for some of you, that could represent an air sign. So we're talking Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. If you're not connected to any, and it doesn't matter the gender. It could be male, female, or anything in between. But things I think of with her: honesty, somebody that's very shrewd, mental energy, right? Somebody who's really cutting something up analytically with their brain. You could be seeing something for what it is. You could be seeing through something as well when we have the Queen of Swords type of energy. Okay, so it's serious in nature. It could represent serious situations. It's very no nonsense, no games, no BS. So I always find it intriguing when she shows up in a spread. Now, moving to the center, we have the World card, one of the most powerful cards in the whole entire tarot deck. It's cyclical, right? So this could represent karma, karmic cycles of life. When we see the world, we generally think of cycles ending. So some of you might be going through certain endings. Cycles might be changing, might be shifting in your life. Now might be a huge time of change and metamorphosis. So we really want to see what this is about because there's so many undertones to the World card. For a portion of you, and I've been seeing this with other fire signs, you might be a little world weary, right? You might be looking at the world today, the state of the world today, and you might not be too happy with it. Like you might be content to withdraw from the world. Like, listen, I'm going to stay over here for a while. Too much craziness. We'll see though. When we get over to the Page of Cups, this is where the energy starts to soften up and lighten up. So this could be two people in two different modes, right? One person could be like very serious, a little cold, a little mean, but the Page of Cups is very emotional, soft, loving, and caring. Some of you could be going through a change where you're viewing something with different eyes and you're seeing this Page of Cups energy like, all right, I'm going to be all about that love and light. So when I see this, if it's not representative of a water sign, the Page of Cups to me is a communicator, emotional offers. It's a good signifier of new. And we're kind of seeing this as well, like we have the older queen energy into the world, into the page. There could be a reset happening or a maturing or a restart of some sort when we have this type of vibes. But it could be communications, talks, things like that with the Page of Cups. Could be new cycles, new ventures, new work. But usually with the Page of Cups, it can be in the emotion or romance realm as well. So let's dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, we're going to get a good shuffle here for you, my friend. See what we got. This is an interesting reading, the way the energy is flowing, that's for sure. Let's shuffle it up here. What do we got for Leo? Yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that queen. And as always, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Leo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Queen of Swords. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about this anymore. That's like the vibe I'm getting. So you might be over something. Like there could be something where you're like, yeah, I'm over this. I'm over it. I'm not stressing it. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm going to stick to the facts. It is what it is. Like there could be something you are like emotionally disconnecting from or cutting off when I see this. Because usually the Nine of Swords is a card of stress, a little bit of sleeplessness. It's like that nervous anxiety type of vibe. And underneath this Queen of Swords, it's like, no, those days are over. Okay, so there could be something where you're like, I'm not stressing about this no more. I'm not giving this any more of my energy. That's it. Okay, so if there is something that's been on your mind that you've been going through, this could be someone very tempted to take the cold approach. Like, I'm just cutting that off completely. I'm cutting that out completely, like game over, no nonsense type of energy. There could be something where you're just saying like, yeah, I'm not playing games anymore. No more. Okay, I'm not letting that bother me. I'm not letting nothing bother me. Okay, so we're going to keep pushing forward in the reading. That's an interesting energy to start us off. But yeah, there could be something you were like over. Okay, whether it's a situation you're just over stressing about it, or I'm not going to say it's an individual or a person. When I say you're over it, it doesn't necessarily mean a person. You might just be over a certain feeling or stressing about things. Let's go in on that World card. Let's see what's up. And remember, this could be multiple people in your life. You just take it how it hits. There's the World here. Page of Swords. Interesting. So we're getting a lot of air energy, and I've been, pardon me, I've been seeing this in the other fire signs as well. There's been an overabundance of mental energy. There's been an overabundance of that air, that thought process type of vibe. Now, there is absolutely somebody that might want to have a talk with you, and communication is very, very key, especially with these two pages surrounding the World card. There might be a talk or a conversation you have, a very important one or a serious one coming up with all this sword energy that changes your perspective on things. Okay, so you might be in this mode right now, or somebody you're connected to might be in that mode right now. But with these conversations, your views could be very shift-based. They could be changing because I'm getting this metamorphosis and change. Now, some of you, it could be something as simple as saying like, all right, now is a time of life where there's a lot of ups and downs and there's massive change. There's a lot of change happening because I'm seeing it, lots of new with the pages. But there could be some sort of important or serious talk or conversation that could change your perspective on things. That's just the vibe I'm getting. Now, the Page of Swords can also be the watcher of the tarot deck. Maybe you're deciding that like you're not going to check in on something anymore as well. Like, yeah, I'm tired of looking at that. I'm not going to check in on that anymore. But let's move over to that Page of Cups, because it does seem like communications, talks, messages, that could be very important here. So let's see what's up with the page. Lots of stuff here this week, Leo. And then, yeah, we'll go through and do a quick recap before we get the shadow card. So why is that Page of Cups here? There's the Page of Cups for Leo. Thank you. King of Pentacles, yeah, somebody might be trying to offer you something. Somebody might be trying to make something right. This feels very apologetic to me. Now, I'm not just going to sit in and say like, oh yeah, it could be a water, air, or earth sign, because we have most of the elements here. We have pretty much everything here except fire, which is you. And we did have the Femme Fatale right in the beginning. So we're getting all the elements, especially with the World card. This could be a balanced energy, even if you're going through a rocky time. But the King of Pentacles could represent an older male figure. If you're not linked to an earth sign, it's just very abundant, overflowing. And somebody could be either very apologetic or making an offer to you. That's just the vibe I'm catching here. Because the King of Pentacles has it all. And under this card of communication, it feels good to me. So if somebody has stepped on your toes, there could be somebody who's sorry. They might feel very apologetic. They might want to mend a bridge or make something right. Okay? Now that's up to you if you're going to have that conversation or not. Because when we look at these energies, this side is way different than that side. This could be two people in completely different worlds right now, where someone thinks they're going in and they're going to fix something, but that might be impossible here, like depending. But the King of Pentacles is usually good and grounded. I like this vibe. And it does feel apologetic. So either you have a big offer of some sort coming in. For some of you, it could even be a job offer for sure, because Pentacles are money. If not, somebody could be very apologetic here. So let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Queen of Swords with the 9 of Swords in reverse. To me, this felt like someone saying like, hey, I'm not stressing about this anymore. I'm not stressing about nothing anymore. That's not going to weigh on my mind. It's not going to weigh on me. It is what it is. Like cutting it off, leaving it behind, and that's it. Very cold. So it could be someone saying like, no more games, no more nonsense. I'm not playing this game. Moving over, we have the World with the Page of Swords and also Page of Cups surrounding this world. I feel like that's very important. There could be some sort of conversation you have or a talk, an important or serious one that changes your view on something, that changes the way you see something. That could absolutely be it. Or maybe you're just deciding that you're not going to keep tabs on something anymore. Like, listen, I'm not even going to check in on that no more. Okay, because I am seeing that vibe of somebody being over something. However, we get to the back end, we have the Page of Cups with the King of Pentacles in the upright. To me, this feels like either one, an offer of some sort of big one. It also does feel like somebody who's very apologetic. That's how I feel like intuitively. There's huge change in metamorphosis here. Okay, like throughout the whole thing. So just know you might be in a big time of change when we see all this action. So please take a screenshot of that. We're going to get you one shadow card here just to see what's in the shadows for the Leos. Shuffle it up one time, my guides. Talk to me. Interesting spread. Tons of court cards here. So there might be a lot of people you're connected to or people around you. Let's get one shadow card, please. Still using the Shadowland Tarot for this portion. I always feel like it's a nice cherry on top. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. This is a big card of independence, but remember, we're looking at the shadow side of this. And when I see the shadow side of the 9 of Pentacles, it's a couple of little warnings. One, it could be Spirit saying what you own owns you. In its worst sense, the 9 of Pentacles could be somebody being trapped either in a situation or they could be trapped in a behavior, okay? Because this card, although it's abundant, independent, and good, it's also a card of being very sturdy, putting your foot down. So it could be hard to change certain behaviors here when this card shows up. Another vibe I get with this 9 of Pentacles is obviously watch out for money issues, overspending, not saving enough. But this could have some warnings. And also, I'll say this, I'm not trying to come at anyone sideways. Could be somebody who's in the mindset of forever alone, okay? Because that is a card of independence. So do with that what you will, Leo. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for February, I've decided to run it back. Once again, we're doing 2 copies of the most adorable deck in all the land, the Smith Tiny Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which card from this week's reading you thought was most adorable. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of February, the winners will be in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.